Thank you, Odin. Thanks, buddy. Hello, my friends. Well, my goodness, it's been a little while since I've decided to do one of these kind of more intimate, impromptu videos. Um, Today, I actually did one up on the hill when I was feeding horses because I'm just so full of emotion today. And so, to be honest, I really feel a lot of grief. And in my grief, I know that others are feeling it as well. Um, Today is a huge collective grief for many of us, um, because we're remembering 9/11 and the tragedies that we experienced then, and of course the terrible shooting of um, Charlie Kirk yesterday, as well as it. When it comes to grief, I've said this many times, we don't just experience the grief of that moment or that event. What comes up is grief, and that brings all the grief. I saw a post this morning, a quote from Bobby Kennedy, and was realizing the grief in his words. And I was just a little girl then, very little girl. And yet, what he spoke of was just exactly how I felt. Um, by the way, the video up on the top, I don't know. Somehow I cut off in half of my body, so that's why I'm here now, trying it again. I'm persevering to connect with my community today. So I just thought I would have a cup of coffee with you, and I wanted to share a little bit about the power of grief, and and also show as an example that it's it's not only okay to grieve, it's essential. It truly is. I brought this little book that served me well through a grief or two. It's called A Grief Observed by C.S. Lewis, and it's a very small book, yet it's very, very powerful, right, Odin? And anyway, I just opened it, and I haven't read this for a long time, but when I did, there were a few places that I underlined, and this was one of them. God has not been trying an experiment on my faith or love in order to find out their quality. He knew it already. It was I who didn't. Our faith and love and the quality of that, the essential nature of that, we've forgotten, I believe, as a society, perhaps not individually, perhaps um, perhaps the grief is stirring it individually for us. Yet, so many don't understand that pain and suffering and fear and thoughts that come from it all are here to heal, not to hurt. They're here to bring unity, not separation. But we have to get out of that divisive mind to see and feel and experience that. And today being 9/11, the anniversary of one of the the greatest tragedy I ever experienced in my lifetime collectively in this country. Um, I was reflecting on, I honestly, I don't remember which political conflict was happening at the time, but I was a little younger then. But I do remember the feeling of unity that I had after the tragedy, and where people from all over this country, from Democratic states and Republican states, and people of every race and every religion, coming together to serve those who suffered the horrendous losses, and help to rebuild, restructure, and renew after such a horrendous event. And living in nature as I do, nature is my greatest teacher. I might say that a time or two, but you know, it's often the case that destruction brings rebirth, but nature doesn't hold a grudge, and that's the difference. Don't let our grief become a grudge, because that's what takes us out of our true nature. And let's rekindle the quality of our faith and our love. Let this teach us to love, not hate. What else is there, truly? What else is there? So, thank you for your time. You know, I'll be hosting a group on Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, and I don't ever have anything really solid about what we talk about. The group is very spontaneous and organic, and kind of, you know, things come up as people share. But I think that this is a launch for a deeper topic, a deeper subject. I think grief is the catalyst, but I think all of it boils down to returning to that observation of it, as Lewis put, a grief observed. And I hope that this short clip has served for that, to help draw back and see things a little differently and with heart. So thanks for coming. Oh, and if you want to come to the group, it's open to everyone. The link will be on Facebook, and if you'd like me to send it directly, just message me. And we try to have them about once a month, but it, like I say, it shows up when it's ready. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. My heart, my empathy is with everyone today. No one is outside of that love. Have a beautiful day, and thanks for coming.